SARA was founded in 1961. It was kind of and Howard Leach. Where are you, Howard? Back there. There's Howard back there. Howard was one of the first 7 SARA board members. And he, FER came to him and said, we got some problems. They're starting to do some construction down on the Parkway, and we need to do something about it. And from that, I understand, is when SARA came together. So they rallied the community and the elected officials of the day to establish the American River Parkway. FER was, I said, was one of the first 7 original members. The Nature Center is named in honor and the memory of Effie. And there are also several other Parkway pioneers in the audience today. I'm sorry, was it Louise you said? Yeah. And Felix Smith is here. Felix went down the river. Where's Felix? Raft trip that they made down the river. Frank Searle's here. Alan Wade's here. Who am I forgetting? Anyway, if you see any of those folks, I'm sure they have great tales about the past of the Parkway, and please engage them if you get a chance. We were going to have name badges for them, and I guess we didn't get them distributed, but if they do get them out, they'll be yellow, I understand. Also, when we're finished with the ceremony today, please get back under cover. We have some lemonade and some cookies. You're welcome to get them anytime, but we don't want you to freeze to death out here. One of the things that SARA did early on was we raised some money through a project called the Elbow Room Project. And it was a situation where the SARA people wore a badge that said Parkway Real Estate Agent, and they would sell them for, I think it was $1, and you get a square yard, and wherever you stood in the Parkway with your arms on your side, on your hip, that was your square yard at that given time. And with the money they raised from that, they bought 7 acres of parkland on the other side of the river, down in the La Riviera Larchmont area. It's called SARA Park, and if you went over there, it's right along the water there, and you'll see a little sign that says SARA Park and about 5 parking spaces. And it's very pristine. If there's really no development in that area at all, it's kind of nice to have something like that over there. We also, SARA was very instrumental in the 2 bond measures that made the Parkway happen. The first one was in 1972, and that was a bond measure that raised $12,500,000. They purchased 4,000 acres of the Parkway, and also purchased Gibson Ranch and Elk Grove Park, and that was the beginning. And that's the Parkway, and those 2 other pieces were the beginning of the park system. The second bond measure was in 1978. It was to remove the sewage plants from the river, stop the sewage discharges directly into the river, and that also created the sanitation district. So it was kind of twofold, but it did make the American a much nicer place to come down to and use the water. SARA's mission is to protect and enhance the wildlife habitat, fishery, and recreational resources of the American River Parkway. Some of our success stories include the 20-year battle that we fought to keep the East Bay mud off of the American, to keep them from taking water at the Folsom South Canal. Frank Searle tells me that when they were doing that and trying to raise money to have this defense, that the people see them coming and they go the other way. And but the good news is we did hang in there, and 20 years later, the decision came down, the Hodge decision, and it caused East Bay Mud to decide that they would rather take water from the Sacramento River, and they now take it down there, the new plant down there at Freeport, which they get water from Sacramento, and also Sacramento County participates in that as well. Another thing that happened, I think this was during Frank's tenure as well, is that the Cal Expo wanted to take the Bushy Lake area and put a golf course in and create some overflow parking, and it was in the floodplain and the Parkway, and that was defeated as well. The other thing that's happened over the years is SARA's participated in each and every Parkway plan update, and so definitely wanted to have our influence because of our history. Okay, thank you. Wow. Thank you. Got my back. All right. And so, anyway, we participated in all those plans. This last plan they did, which ended in 2008, was a 2.5-year process. But it came out good in the sense that everybody got to vet whatever they wanted. They worked through it on a consensus basis. And the plan we're operating under today, which was signed by the governor last September, on September 2009, I should say, is the plan that the Parkway is being run under today. Sarah was also a founding member of the Water Forum, and we have now 3 representatives on the Water Forum, and they are Clyde McDonald, Felix Smith, and Leo Winternitz. And they're trying to get a flow and temperature standard established to help the fish. And that's been a long battle. It's been going on ever since the founding of the Water Forum in the first place. We also, Sarah led the effort to get the alcohol ban on the weekends, the summer holiday weekends. We actually went to the legislature and asked it to be every weekend during the summer because of the problems that were happening with the rafting element. And we were told that the liquor lobby wasn't going to let that happen, but we were able to get the summer holiday weekends, which can extend on long, like Friday through Monday kind of situations. So that's helped a lot on those weekends, but unfortunately, some of the people that would have come on those days come on other weekends, and with the Rangers down at the end of this summer to 8, it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes in the future. Memorial Day was pretty light because it was just, the weather wasn't conducive to rafting. But there were still people that went out. It was about 52 degrees, one of the Rangers told me, so if they fell in, they'd know it. SARA has always led the effort to fight public and private development along the Parkway. And we monitor all kinds of situations and actually get involved and address many of them several a year normally. We have several we're working on right now. One of the things we're working on, if you're interested, is the Bureau of Reclamation and the State Department of Water Resources wants to build a joint operations center up by the hatchery. And we've organized all the neighborhoods there and they're organizing themselves now. They really took it over. They're doing an incredible job of getting a defense put up to prevent that from happening there. It's really not the right place for something with a big security fence around it. And about, I forget the acreage, it's like a 150,000 square foot building among others, several buildings. And then it's also, they will have parking for like 600 employees. It's just the wrong place. It's right next to a neighborhood. They're very upset about it. So we're asking them to think about the other site they're considering, which is over in Kilgore Road in Rancho Cordova. But they haven't said they will. So that's still happening. Perhaps the biggest challenge of all, at least in current times for SARA, is the funding problems with parks. And this is the county, as you know, is in a real bad financial circumstance, and it's affecting parks because their budget has been cut. It's actually been cut for the last 12 years, even before these measures, the funding issues started coming up. And so parks have been cut every year, and they're just down to a minimal staff now. And frankly, it's not as safe and clean as we'd like to see it out here. But the grassroots effort, there's folks here from the grassroots effort. If you'd like to talk to them today, I saw Bill Davis. Bill, where are you? And anyway, there's a gentleman here today with grassroots. If you want any further information on that or like to discuss it, ask questions, please find Bill Davis or Sean Donahoe. I'm on it as well. And so we'd be glad to fill you in on what's going on. We did present to the supervisors on the 24th of May, and we're coming back on the 19th of July, but we'll be visiting with them before then as well. Well, as we know, the Parkway, at least in our estimation, is the crown jewel of this system, in the county park system. And what the grassroots working group is doing, by the way, is working on the entire system, looking for funding for the entire system. So not just the Parkway, but we feel that there's a couple reasons for that. Because we have a system that's 15,000 acres, some of it's not even open yet. It would be right for the community to be able to have access there and have connected trails. So this is part of what we're suggesting, and we're hoping that the supervisors will work with us and make some kind of a solution come out of it. We've made one, we're talking about a penny per park. So 1/10 of 1 cent or penny for every $10 that would go toward funding parks. And we think it's enough on an annual basis to fund parks on an ongoing basis and keep it open at a staffing level that's appropriate, et cetera. So I mentioned the grassroots working group, and what we were saying today, here we are, SARA 50 years ago came together to make the Parkway happen along with others, but here we are today in a mode of rescue. And so the term we're using, and so rescue our parks is really where we're at today. And I think those of you who are here today would agree with me, we do not want to lose them as we know them. The grassroots group, by the way, almost immediately upon formation, was able to raise $50,000 of public money, all donations, and we were able with that to go and engage contract with the Trust for Public Land, the Dangerman Group, and then through Trust for Public Land, FM3 did the polling. And the polling came out very favorable for the funding. On the basis we put the polling together, we suggested that it We asked if they would be interested in either going with a sales tax versus a property tax, and the way it came out is what we probably guessed would be the case, and that was that it was a sales tax, 1/10 of a cent. We need special legislation for that, and that's part of what we're seeking from the supervisors to get their legislative advocate over there to. And there's Bill. Bill's walking right there toward the. There he is. So if you have questions, Bill can help you, and Sean's around. Thank you, Bill. We have published. The grassroots group is on the SARA website. Plastic is on the SARA website, so you can go there and see the work we've done. It's an incredible amount of work, but one of the things you want to concentrate on is if you go there, go to the SARA website, www.sarahriverwatch.org. You can get a piece of paper over there, Riverwatch or whatever, they'll give you that information. And read what the recommendations are. I think you probably can embrace them. But I would I'd like you to do that if you possibly can, because we need all the support we can get. The community, it's a time for the community to step up. So go to the website, review the work that's been done, review the recommendations. If you have things to say to your supervisors, please do. Let them know how you feel about your park system. Like I said, we'll be back there on the 19th. We'll hope maybe some of you can come and join us that day. Like I said, we'll meet with them other times as well. The other thing I'd like you to think about doing is think about joining SARA. SARA is more about voices than we are about money. I mean, we operate a very tiny budget. We have a part-time office person, Sarah Stevens. Are you here, Sarah? Sarah's back there by the TV screen. Sarah's our office manager. Sarah, she does an incredible job. We have her 16 hours a week. I can't believe what she gets done in 16 hours, but she's been a real godsend for Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. If you would like to receive information either on the grassroots effort or about SARA, they're on the SARA website. You can sign up right there. I think we're going to add the Joint Operations Center, a button for that, if you'd like to keep abreast of that. So all you need to do is go to the SARA website. On the home page, it says sign up for announcements. You can just click on the two buttons that are there now. Just click it, and you will be able to be signed on the sign-up list. Just your email and your name is all we need, and as things happen, we'll have you, you'll get alerted along with everybody else. We're not abusive with that at all. We only send information as needed, but if you'd like to know more sooner, please sign up for one of those or both of those lists. So it's grassroots and or SARA. Please spread the word to any of your friends, neighbors, or users, people that might live in your neighborhood or whatever, who use the Parkway. Let them know that this is imperative, and it's not something we can sit around and wait for somebody else to do something about. It really is falling on our shoulders. And the other thing, one of the things that keeps coming up, a couple of people that are in the taxpayer community talk about the regressive nature of sales tax. Well, you know what? We figured out that if you come out here, anybody in the community can come out to this park. It's kind of the great equalizer. The Parkway in any park system is a great equalizer. No matter what your station in life, you can come to a park and you can participate in that park like anybody else. So in that sense, I don't think that the quote regressive tax and being hard on those that have less money, I don't think that's a sell at all. We figured out that it'd probably be about $14 per family per year to participate in this, and that's if you're local. And obviously with a sales tax, there's a lot of visitors from out of town. If they came here, they would be paying sales tax for the things that they bought. So some of the money would come from them. So please, whatever you do, step up in some way to support our park system. In closing, please remember, the American River Parkway is first and foremost a nature area, while providing extensive and unique recreational and passive use opportunities for not only the citizens of Sacramento County, but visitors from all over California, and elsewhere, I might say. I meet people in the summertime that are doing that bike ride across the U.S. kind of thing, and they know about this parkway. And they come from Europe, and they come from Australia, and they know about this. And the Amgen tour coming here is one of the best things that ever happened. Those team riders were just blown away that we had, because they rode up and down here when it started in Sacramento every day. And they just were blown away that there could be a system like this with a bike trail running right down the middle of it, a river next to it. They just couldn't believe that. They've never seen that anywhere, and they ride all over the world. So it's a real endorsement for this system. It also has a wild and scenic river running right down the middle of it. And it's wild because it's below the dam. So please help us to protect and preserve our community's legacy and our treasure.